Who's more talented? Guess we got a few liars on the staff at cleveland.com. Doug Lane-Maurice, Bill Landis, Ari Wasserman here to discuss who is more talented between the Ohio State roster and the Michigan roster. And last year, I think going into that game, the general consensus was that was going to be a dogfight, flip of the coin, who was going to win, and then Ohio State basically rolled through them and showed a giant talent disparity. This year, Ohio State lost 1 million draft picks, and Michigan has a ton of seniors and very good NFL draft picks on their roster. So we wanted to talk about who's more talented. Doug, what do you think?
I think it's close, and it's close because exactly what you said. It's young Ohio State versus super veteran Michigan. At the moment, because Jim Harbaugh hasn't cycled through a whole roster of Jim Harbaugh players, that's the only way it could be close. So I'm going to say, I think it's Ohio State slightly, but I think it's pretty close. I think the draft is going to show that. And a shout out to Brady Hoke. Brady Hoke, I don't think developed guys very well, but he left some talent on this Michigan roster, and Jim Harbaugh's reaping the benefits.
And Ohio State has recruited at the highest level outside of Alabama, which is the best in the country, but it's not like Michigan has recruited poorly. They had one off class, and I think it was the transition year after Hoke in 2015, off the top of my head, if I remember that correctly. But, Bill, what do you think?
I think Michigan has a slight edge. Am I crazy to think that?
No.
And a large chunk of it is the experience and a lot of the seniors, and we don't have a lot of time to go breaking it through position by position, but like JT Barrett's probably clearly a better quarterback than what Michigan has. And outside of that, I think a lot of the stuff we break it down is either a slight edge for Michigan or at least comparable to there's a discussion about who has the better players. And I thought that was the case last year, and clearly it didn't show that way. But I just think with the experience, the talent Hoke left behind, the guys we're going to see go in the NFL draft, I think Michigan might have a slight edge and is playing maybe just a touch better than Ohio State's playing.
And the thing is, like, what is talent? And I asked Urban Meyer about that on Monday. Can you make talent better? Or is talent something that you inherently have in the recruiting process and then you just become a better player through talent and experience? Can you enhance talent? And right now I think we're talking about, like you said, Doug, a young Ohio State team that's probably relying a lot more on their natural ability and a Michigan team that is talented but also is seasoned. Which one's better? Doug thinks Ohio State's a little bit better. I think Ohio State's probably 60-40 better. You think 51-49 Michigan. We're all kind of on the same page that it's going to be close and it probably is going to look a lot like last year. For Doug, Bill, I'm Ari. Thanks so much for keeping up with cleveland.com.